Alright, YouTube, not so Slim Jim. I just got my Palmetto State Armory Jakl upper in, and of course, the first thing I had to do was take it apart because I need to know how everything works. So, for anyone who's looking to get one, I figured I would kind of show you how they work. And the best way I can explain this is basically a AK-47. So, let's start with the barrel, which basically is a barrel that I'm assuming is a barrel-to-barrel extension. It's not pinned. It looks like it's screwed in. It's kind of hard to tell, but it looks like it's screwed in. That has two bolts that hold it to the extruded aluminum upper portion. But it is very, very reminiscent of an AK front trunnion. But instead of being pinned to the lower, it is bolted with 4 bolts that go to the upper. It has an adjustable gas system that is pinned to the barrel. Have this off because I'm going to be putting a faux suppressor on it for now. We'll see how everything goes with the Texas lawsuit, but it's just going to get an empty can to make it into a rifle. So I'm going to put, it's an 8.5-inch barrel, and I'm going to put an 8-inch empty can on it for now. Then you have the bolt carrier group, which anyone who owns an AK, this is going to look familiar. So it's a long stroke gas piston system. The bolt is basically, looks like an AK got it on with an AR. And as you can tell by the way it operates, it is very much AK inspired. The recoil rod, once again, is very much like an AK. The only difference on this, though, is obviously you have the gas puck sits up here. This goes into the upper assembly. You have the slide bar, which this sits on top of here, which has this lip that locks the charging handle, which, you know, Palmetto State Armory, if I had to say anything, if you put a Gen 2 out, this, when it goes in there, actually sits upwards. So I've seen a lot of people talk about having problems getting this charging handle in. So I'm going to fix this while you're at it. So there are the little grooves on the very bottom. You see those 2 grooves? You have to insert this first under those grooves. It's a very snug fit. Then the bolt. And this, that you would think sits down, but actually sits upwards. And that's how you get it where you go from the left side to the right side, because I shoot lefty rifle. And even then, either side has a little slop in it, but it's not horrible. I've had worse. The handguard is just a lower piece handguard that, when attached, 2 of the bolts that holds, I'm going to call it the front trunnion barrel assembly, attaches that, and then 2 smaller ones that attach to the front of the upper extruded aluminum. The interior, you're going to see bolts on the left side. You have the 4 bolts here, okay, and that is going to have that metal assembly in there, which I didn't take out because it's not necessary for what I'm going to be doing, which will operate the bolt, because you have the slide mechanism that works the bolt to lock and unlock it. Obviously, you have the ejector, which is removable, and then what I'm calling the rear trunnion, which is going to have 4 small bolts here, or technically cap head machine screws, for the people who are going to go in the comments and go, Jim, that's not right, you know better, that holds that in for the rear takedown portion. Obviously the front takedown portion is part of the front trunnion assembly. So it really is a really quite interesting design. Me being a Strybog owner, you know, and looking at a lot of the newer weapons that have the extruded aluminum, this is really quite cool. So, yeah, can't wait to get this done. The lower is going to be coming in Tuesday, so get that done. Get the solvent trap, so I can just take the tube and make the barrel extension to make it legal, Cerakote it, make it all pretty and stuff. Pretty easy to disassemble. It needs a little bit of breaking in because everything's a little taut, but Questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment section.